I'm Judge Faith Jenkins, and this is Divorce Court. All kinds of couples with problems come to me for advice. Can I be in a relationship with someone that I really don't trust? Trust is lost in buckets and gained in drops. Others need a lighter touch. It's only been 3 years. You've been back together 7 hours and 12 minutes. I hope you can make it to dinner. But most people just need some of my tough love. You're problematic on many levels. You know nothing about commitment, monogamy, integrity, and loyalty. Now, join me in Divorce Court for today's case.
What happens when you can't move past certain indiscretions in your relationship? Can a marriage work if you can't forgive? Cheating and anger issues have left these newlyweds contemplating divorce. Can this marriage be saved? That's today's case on Divorce Court.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, as you know, we have a virtual audience and it's filled with your super fans. Today's super fan of the day is Tyrez from Nashville, Tennessee.
Tyrez, welcome to Divorce Court. We're so happy to have you with us.
Your Honor, this is the case of Bossett versus Gonzales.
Thank you, Juan. Miss Valerie Bossett.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have brought your wife, Miss Toya Gonzales.
Yes, Your Honor.
To Divorce Court today. I understand, ma'am, you are seeking a divorce.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you are contesting the divorce. Yes. You believe your relationship could be salvaged.
Yes.
And you brought a witness with you to court today, Mr. DeMarcus Crane.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you for being here, sir. I'll hear from you shortly. But I'd like to start with you, Miss Bossett, because you've only been married for 10 months.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're already here.
Yes.
But you have a long, storied history in the relationship.
Yes, Your Honor.
So start with you. Why don't you give me some background?
Well, it's been 10 years, and I have begged, chased, cherished, loved my wife for 10 years. And we have 2 girls that she adopted as her own, and she treats them as such. It's like sometimes she shows up as an equal spouse, and sometimes she does not. Mm-hmm. She has took me through so much in the 10 years that we have been together. I'm tired. Mm-hmm. I'm tired.
And what do you have to say about that, Ms. Gonzales?
I think she overthinks, because it's like if things don't go her way, then pretty much it's like she's ready to run away from the situation.
It's not overthinking
yes.
a lot of these problems?
It's not overthinking when you're getting played the entire time from day 1 to day whatever we are on now.
Why do you say you've been getting played? Give me some examples.
Since the beginning, like she was a dream come true when I found her. I'm not one of those ones that believe in fairy tales and fate and, oh, we were meant to be together. It's just like we connected and we had so much in common. And she treated me like I was probably the center of her universe, and I thought I was the only one. But I shortly found out that the whole time she was making me feel that way, she was making someone else feel that way. And the other ex that keeps reappearing, she sent her text saying that, you know, you've broken my heart and I can't believe you've done this to me and we've been together this long, and I'm trying to figure out if it was something low and y'all weren't that serious, how she's heartbroken, because I'm heartbroken because...
So what do you have to say about that? So there was another woman when the 2 of you started?
Actually, when we first started 10 years ago, both of us had options because her...
Is that what we're calling it now, options?
What she calls it. That's
we
how
both
she
had
downplays
options
it.
because when we got together, granted, I was talking to other people but she also had her options open.
Were you in another relationship with someone?
Yes.
Okay.
She was in a relationship with someone else. I was on a break. We weren't even living together.
So you were in a relationship with someone, you met her, and you dumped this person to be with her, essentially?
Yes. Well, I'm kind of confused because I don't know if we're starting from the 10 years or we're starting like when we actually made it official.
Well, let's talk about this.
beginning.
Let's talk about this text message. When is this text message from?
That was from 3 years ago when I had just recently got out of a relationship with my ex that I was with for years.
Okay, and this person writes to you, I miss you, Toya. This has been the hardest thing I had to face in my life. I feel like you abandoned me for your new girl. That's fine because I made the choice for us to be where we're at. I'm not trying to start anything, just how I'm feeling today. I won't bother you anymore. I'm just in my feelings. But the 2 of you had taken some kind of break, right?
Yeah, we've taken several breaks, and every time we've taken a break, it's because she has been unfaithful.
So it's been a revolving door between the 2 of you. Is it true that every time the 2 of you have had a break, it's because you stepped out of the relationship? Is that
Yes,
true for
at the
most
beginning,
part?
yes, it was.
Okay, so you had some issues with
Fidelity.
being committed.
Yes.
And being with her and only her?
Yes, because what she wanted at the time, I wasn't ready for that. She wanted the family thing, and you know.
Did you ever get ready?
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Here we are 10 months after the two of you are married.
That's the same question I'm asking.
But I am ready, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't have married her. And I'm trying to salvage this because I feel like there's nothing really wrong. Like, since that text message or whatever, I've been faithful to her. Like,
because people always come in here and say they're ready when they feel like they're losing the other person. And what I always look for is the proof in the pudding. And it can't just be, anybody can be good for a short period of time. You guys have had a decade of history.
Yeah, like I say, we take breaks and then we'll start back up and then we'll take another break. Well, this last time we took a break, we met back up and come to find out, she was cheating with the same ex that reappears. But mind you, before I found out about this, we had decided not only was she gonna adopt our girls that she's adopted, that we were gonna have another baby. And so, we did the process, pregnant, happy. And so one night I'm studying because I'm in school and my kids are going crazy. They have friends over. So I said, I'm gonna go to my fiance's house because we still lived apart at that time. I go over there and I hear voices. It still doesn't dawn on me that it would be her because no matter how many times she cheats on me, I always think the best of her. So I open the door not knowing that the voices are coming from the room and it's her and her ex talking about relationship and what are you gonna do and whose stuff is this? And a fight broke out, they fought, and here comes her ex flying across the room, jumping on me. With all that stress, I end up miscarrying my baby.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Honestly, she's not no saint. I mean, she was still living with her.
Miss Gonzales, this woman is at your house, in your bedroom. Your fiance is pregnant.
I was trying to still get over her, but she was still coming back. Like,
she never told me she was struggling with issues.
Come back.
So that night, I said, you're gonna choose, and it's either me or her.
Miss Gonzales, why?
Like I said, I had just got out of a relationship with this ex. And yes, I wouldn't say I was confused or anything, but it was the beginning of the end with me and her. So I was trying to still get over her, but she was still coming back.
She never told me she was struggling with issues.
Come back. Do we need...
Miss Gonzales, the two of you had an in-depth conversation. You plan to have a child, right? And create this future together. So there is no, I'm still closing up loose ends. Clearly, this woman is at your house, in your bedroom, your fiance is pregnant.
Well, honestly, she's not no saint. I mean, she was still living with her.
Miss Gonzales, I love to hear, but we're not talking about her right now. We're talking about you. Great deflection, but this is not what we're gonna do in this moment.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't. It was
but like yet and still, that happens, and the two of you decide to get married.
Yes, because that was 3 years before we got married. So all that happened, and I told her, okay, we're not doing this anymore. We're not doing this anymore. We're not doing this anymore.
That doesn't mean anything to her, because you know why? Because you always do it again.
You're right.
And no one's ever gonna change. They're never gonna do any different when they know when they call you, no matter what, you're gonna take them back. But nevertheless, let's go forward.
Okay, so here again, we're another clean slate. I'm gonna take her out for her birthday. She got upset because I let a family member sit in the front seat instead of sitting in the front seat with her. So we go to our separate houses, and then my phone's just blowing up with this person hasn't left this person alone, so I just go straight over there to her. Before I could get to her, her ex had showed up at the same time and let all this out. So that night I said, you're gonna choose, and it's either me or her. And we went a whole 2 years before we decided to get married and do that whole thing because, we've gone to counseling and we've done a whole bunch of things because we're not dealing with the cheating issues anymore. It's her anger. Like when she, kicks my door in. because she thought I locked her out.
The thing is, I can't smoke cigarettes in the house. So I stepped outside in the backyard where we got everything gated off, so you can't get out nowhere. You have to go through the front.
That's not true.
As soon as I step outside to light my
That's not
cigarette,
true.
she slams the door and locks it. So I'm locked out the house. So,
I did not
yes,
lock
I get
it.
mad because I'm trying to figure out, like, as
You got
soon as
locked
I
out?
step out. Yeah,
She
she
did
locked
not
the
get
door.
locked out.
That's why
when
I had
the
to
door,
kick it. That's why I
when the
kicked it
door
open.
slammed and she thought that it was locked, it was not
locked.
locked.
How long do you say you were locked out?
It was like not even 5 seconds. As soon as I stepped out the back door, I lit my
wasn't ever
cigarette
locked
and
up.
you could hear the door locked. So I kicked it open. As soon as I kicked it open,
never-
she's walking out of our room. So it's like, you know, you locked me. How
We
did it
were
lock?
doing laundry. One kid
So,
came from-
ma'am, stop.
Hold on.
So you're saying that she's doing things like that that's instigating problems, according to you?
Yes, because we was already into it. Like, we already had an incident. That's why I even left out the room to go outside to smoke, because we was already arguing about something. So
And you said that you're having an issue because you feel that even though she tried to do right, she has family members that are now involved in your business.
Yes, they just encourage her to live the life that, like, she shouldn't be living. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but I mean, they're single on top of that. That's not really okay for
And who
me.
specifically are you talking about?
Her brothers. They go out, they flirt, so much so, it's like they're each other's wingman or something.
What's going on with the two of you going out?
Don't get me wrong, females talk to us. But my sister tells them, like, hey, I'm married. She got a ring on and
my God.
everything. But they still continue talking to her.
Promotional consideration provided by... If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. Well, let's talk about the brothers. What's going on with her brother?
They go out, they flirt, so much so that the little girls at the door from the clubs that they go to inboxes her Facebook at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, like, I bet you don't remember me, you were pretty drunk, and all those kind of flirty texts. And like, I'm thinking, like, since, I mean, not that they should be her do-right people in her group, but it's like they're each other's wingman or something. Like, they use each other to get girls, and since...
Let me hear from your brother. You brought him as a witness today because you said she's completely wrong about this. Mr. Crane.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd love to hear from you now, sir. Please step up to the lectern. And I just ask that you be open, honest, and as objective as you can be.
Well, y'all don't think it's that. It's like jealousy. You know, when me and my sister's together, her wife, like, she...
Why are you putting that in quotes? They are married.
Because I don't engage into that marriage stuff. I don't believe in marriage. When you get married, 10 years later, like we doing now, we're gonna be in court, somebody gonna get tired of somebody, and we're gonna get divorced. Why do that? Y'all can just be friends for 10... They did it. They was friends for 10 years before they got married, so...
What's going on with the two of you going out?
Well, when we go out, don't get me wrong, females talk to us. And they really don't even be for her. They be for me, but they see that she's attractive. And they get at her, try to talk to her. But my sister tells them, like, hey, I'm married. She got a ring on and everything. But we have no control of what them females want to do. They still continue talking to her. And even though my sister tell her, like, look,
Over
I'm married.
and above her objection.
Nothing happens.
Basically, it's a jealous thing when we together because she know how I am. When I get turned up, I turn up. Well, she knows when my sister gets with me, I'm outrageous, and she feel like my sister is doing stuff too, but she don't.
She is.
It be me.
She is.
But how do you feel about the fact that her wife doesn't like her going out with you to these parties?
I don't like it because she think my sister's doing something. It don't even be her, it be me.
No,
I
it
just
is
need
when she
her by me.
disappears for 3 days.
I be too drunk and I can't drive, so I be needing her to drive for me sometimes. Well, sometimes I end up having her take me somewhere that I ain't got no business being. And she's there and somehow the wife finds out.
You do understand, whether or not you believe in marriage or not, she's married.
Yes, ma'am.
And that when you do get married, that's a covenant relationship and her priority is now her wife.
Yes, ma'am.
He has a problem with me being her wife when I'm not feeding them. If I'm feeding them, then we're all friends. We're great. We're great then. And then it's like when they go out, if they can't do what they want to do, which, and sometimes, in her adventure, she disappears for 3 days, I will call my brother-in-law.
3 days?
She only disappeared because they was arguing.
We was arguing.
And she was with me.
I will call my brother-in-law and be like, hey, because I'd be worried. I am helplessly over the heels in love with this person. Like, I know there's a lot of reasons why I shouldn't be, and I'm not sure if I have an addiction to toxicity, but I'd be worried about her,
Well, 3 days is a long time to disappear.
And I can't even track where she goes. She doesn't have her location on.
Where'd you go when you disappeared?
That's where I went. I was at a hotel room. I seen him every day when we was in.
You were at a hotel room?
Yes, I went to a motel room.
By yourself?
Yes, I was
And he was the only one who was hanging out with
Yeah,
you?
I would
they
go
think
over
it's
to his
funny to
house
drive
through the
me
daytime just to
crazy.
have something to do. And when it was time
Thank
to go
you,
home,
Mr. Crane. I
I'll go
appreciate your
I'll go to the
testimony.
room.
Well, you understand now, he's never been married, doesn't believe in marriage,
Yes.
thinks it's a waste of time. And you have to be really careful. Don't let anyone who's never been in your shoes tell you how to tie your laces. He's not the one to be giving you advice on your marriage.
A marriage can survive infidelity, but knowing how to process the anger and resentment associated with cheating is crucial to your emotional well-being. Therapy can create a safe environment to help with the healing process. Get matched with a licensed therapist in 24 to 48 hours by checking out betterhelp.com/divorcecourt.
What happened 10 months ago that would cause you to say, okay, I think we're ready to make this lifelong commitment? What happened 10 months ago?
I love her, and I don't want to be without her. And everything that I gripe about can be changed. It's not something that's permanent. It's something that we can work on. I know it takes a lot more in a marriage to make it work, but if all I'm at you about is your anger and your pettiness, like when we get into it, how ugly you treat me, I just feel like things like that can be worked on if you really want the marriage. If she's saying that she wants it and she wants it to work, I don't see the change. She says she is changing and to give her time to change, but how long am I gonna have to wait? It's been 10 years.
The only thing is the attitude. And I've been telling you I'm working on it. I'm trying
We got into it in the hotel last night and this morning.
She's
and on the way here.
Okay, so let me just stop both of you now, because I want you to understand something. Weddings break the bank, but they don't break bad habits. If someone does not know how to treat you before you say I do, they're going to be just as ignorant after the fact. And you learn the harsh reality of saying I do to someone who is not prepared to commit. So you don't need my counseling, because you already know deep down what you need to do. It's a greater obstacle for you to leave an unhealthy relationship the longer you stay, because you've normalized the things that have happened over the course of the years. Because no matter what has happened, you found your way back. Why? Because the door is open. So you've got to make a choice in your life that you're not going to be a doormat for someone who doesn't treat you the way you want to be treated. Love is a beautiful thing. But you know what your love language should be? How a person honors you, how loyal they are to you, how much their actions show that they're going to be committed to you. Who cares what they say if their actions don't match those things? Instead of couples counseling, why don't you get some singles counseling for yourself and find out why you allow yourself to be treated this way for so long? People look to you, and they look for cues about how to treat you by how you treat yourself. And all of your relationships will stem from the relationship you have with yourself. You need to find out what's going on with you. The best thing you can do for yourself today is choose you. Good luck to both of you.
I think Judge Faith's advice is great advice. You can't get back in a marriage with someone who wants to end it, so.
No, I wanted to save this. I want her, but like I said, she's scared to commit. At the end of the day, it's just she's scared to commit. She want to run away from this marriage.
I've been chasing her for 10 years. That is not true.
10 years, but that's not even including, we still had people in between that time. We just made it actually permanent 3-4 years ago. So You the one who wanted to end it.
I was open to it. That's why we're here on divorce court.
And I'm trying to salvage it, but like Judge Faye said, maybe we need single time or something.
So there you go. There you have it.